All right. Welcome back to the couch. You are rocking with Agent R. I'm excited. It's been a while. But we're gonna have a little brief conversation. I tried to get this going like 4 times, so I have no idea what was going on, but we're back. So what's been good with you? We're towards the end of the year. I hope all is well. I've missed you guys. I've been trying to pull back less for the streaming aspect and really work on the business side of it. But the main question that I want to address, and it has to do with this weekend because we are hosting our first tournament, but more to the point is the current meta week. And if so, why? And is that a bad thing, right? So before we get in here, make sure you drop a like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. It really helps out, not just with the algorithm, but really as far as building the community that we have before us here. Really excited to get that input and really build what we've got going on here. Kind of had to fix something here, but anyway, so is the current meta week, and I was in different communities trying to find out, right, like just what do people mean when they say that the meta is weak. And the answer that I got pretty much comes down to either the tier 1, you know how I am about tiers. Either the tier 1 deck is not that strong, meaning there are outs that people, of course, can easily play to it, or there are so many decks that are viable that it's a weak meta. Okay, so in other words, right, like right now, you're thinking of decks like Harpy, maybe, I don't know what else is in there. Melodious, of course. These decks that get used the most because of usually their turn 1 setup or their turn 2 response. And so when it comes to, let's say, because of the nerf to Harpy, right, they can't use, thank God they can't use Swallow's Nest. They should have gotten rid of that card in that deck a while ago, or at least limited it. But anyway, they don't need it. It's a strong deck. But anyway, you can use it, and all of a sudden there are these responses to it that you can play. Because of Swallow's Nest not being at 3 anymore, alongside Elegant Egotist, now like when you actually hit Book of Moon on it, like you have a response, right? So is that kind of thing going on? And I kind of think of the meta as being strong if you have that diversity. I know I'm a bit backwards in that, but whatever. 1 or 2 decks, and that's all that people are using, calling that a strong meta. I suppose if you're thinking about what meta means, right? Like the defining aspect of the card. So I guess that means it is a weak meta. So I have to retract on that. Because if you're talking about meta, what's underneath, what's the underlying principle of all these decks being built? I guess if it's strong, then yeah, they're right. Because then you have 1 or 2 decks and they define everything, they control everything, and pretty much everybody has to build around it. So yeah, see, I just fixed my own thought process that fast. So when you have a weak meta, then everything is, or more things are viable. It makes sense to me now. So what I wanted to say though, which I don't redact on, is that a weak meta in the eyes of Konami, and honestly in the eyes of players, can be a good thing. I think it's better in the eyes of Konami and the developers of their games more than it is players, right? Because with Konami, they care about getting you to invest in as many cards as possible. So that means that, you know, for instance, if we take a look at what we've got just up here, you know, Abyss actors have just come in. You know, you have the Dynamist that just came in. You've got cards like the super heavy. Whoops, rid of H. You've got the super heavy archetype, right? What else can go in here? You've got the Gaias. You know what I'm saying? Who else can come up in this place? You have Sylvan, you know, that got some new support in here. So these are just examples of, you know, when a meta is weaker. Shoot, Cyber Dragon, right? So all the Cyber Dragon support. I need to get the rest of those cards, by the way. But what I'm getting at is that when the meta is weak, as it were, then you have a lot more people who are interested in playing. A lot more decks are viable to use. You don't feel like you're just getting outed as quick. And we all know this, right? Like, no matter what anyone says about Onomat turn 1, Onomat response turn 2, before its nerf, was a powerful setup that was just annoying to have to deal with. Gaga head coming down the pipeline, all of that working together, right? So I'm saying that it's good that the meta is weak, because then we can break this thing up, and it allows for far more interaction and honestly far more content. And that's where I wanted to kind of segue into, because as you can see, here's a preview, right, window for the tournament this weekend, MetaMania. It is the official tournament of the Prove Your Meta server, and you can easily join. It's right here at the link. It's in the description, and it is right here as well in the stream. And it's all housed in Discord. I try to combine everything as much as possible in one spot, so you know, we're not over hopping around in Challenge or Smash GG or all these different places trying to sign in and do all that kind of stuff. You join the server, you respond to the setup in the sign up section, and that's it. You DM me your deck image, your photo, and then we're off to the races. And I'm excited. I mean, it's exciting to host a tournament knowing that you're going to have potentially more variety coming in alongside those decks that still exist, right? Like Harpy is going to still be played, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm excited. I'm ready to see you in there. I really hope that you come through and join me. This is something that we will be doing more of moving forward. I also am getting ready to set up a Patreon as well to really assist a lot of the newer players coming into the game and providing this chill space. So I just wanted to drop that in there. Again, this is happening this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, this has been Agent R. Appreciate you all, love you all, and until Saturday, prove your meta. Let's do this.